All right. So last that we left off on this chapter 7 and 8 exercise, right? The first one, right? We just finished completing our transaction on May 15th where customer B returned their items. Now, right, and we even plugged it into our worksheet, right? We brought it back into our inventory on hand. So we increased our inventory now to the 645. Okay, that's the last thing that we did, and we journalized it. So the next thing that we had to do on that very same day is that we actually end up selling 25 mugs to our customers. So because we end up selling our stuff, right, for cash, what is our transaction going to look like?
Cash.
Yes, we need to recognize, well, we sold something, so what are we going to be getting? What are we going to be receiving? We're going to be receiving cash. All right. What else are we going to be recognizing?
Sales and sales tax.
Yes, right? Because we sold something to our customers. So therefore, we need to recognize sales, and we also need to recognize that we need to also collect sales tax. Okay? So I believe that's account 401 and 230. So in this case, how many cups did I sell? We sold 25 of them for $10 each. So let's take a look at our sales, right? How much did we actually earn?
2,500.
2,500, right? 25 times 10. Oops. Times 10. 2,500. I mean 2,250. All right. How much tax are we going to be charging or collecting from our customer?
$20.62.
Perfect. 2063. Okay. And lastly, in grand total, how much cash should we be actually having in grand total?
270.63.
270.63. And here, I'll go ahead and make a note that I sold 25 cups. But once again, I can also do that in my next journal over, right? Because this journal is going to be related to the next one, right? If I sold something, what is my initial thought that I need to do for my inventory?
Take them out.
You need to take them out. So what's my account going to be?
Cost of goods.
Right? I need to calculate how much it costs me to sell those items. And then lastly, I need to also update my inventory. So in this case, my inventory is mugs. Okay? So now that I have my foundation, just my foundation, I'm going to go ahead and go to my inventory worksheet now to solve for my cost of goods sold. So as where I left off, so right here it is now May 15th, right? We sold 25 cups, okay? At what cost per item?
$2.86021.
2.86421, or sorry, 6021. So then, what is my total cost of goods sold?
$71.50. $71.51.
Perfect. 71.51. Okay? So that's the number that I'm looking for, right? For selling, that's how much it's going to cost me to sell out 25 of those cups, right? Cost of goods sold. So now I need to update my inventory right now so I don't forget. So in this case, I need to subtract out 25 items and subtract out 71.51. So in this case, how much is my ending quantity? What's my ending
So that would be
quantity?
a minus 25, right?
Correct. We're not adding it back into inventory because we're getting rid of it, right? So what is my new ending inventory?
1773.33.
Okay, you did the
The inventory is 620.
that's how many. Yeah, no, that's fine. Let me see if that's correct. 17. What did you say? 17.
1773.33.
Perfect. Good. All right. So that's the total cost, right? Right. And then of course I have my formula already calculated me the average cost per item. So here it dropped another 10,000th of a penny. All right. But here we only have 620 items left. So here I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna, block that off so I don't get confused. Okay. So the number that we were looking for was, or calculating, was our cost of goods sold. So for selling 25 cups, it cost me $71.51. So now I'm gonna place that in my journal because that's exactly how much I calculated it for, right? My cost of goods sold was for $71.51, and I'm gonna also indicate here that I sold 25 mugs. Okay. Now, of course, you don't need to, what do you call it? You don't need to say at what price just because it's pretty straightforward. If you sold 25, right, and it cost you a total of 71.51, you can simply do the math by taking 71.51, dividing it by the 25, and you get the same exact answer. So there's no need to add extra information, okay? So therefore, this transaction is complete and we reach the end of our journal. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next journal over. Okay. Okay, is everyone good with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. So then, what has happened on May 18?
Customer A paid in full with cash.
Okay, so customer A decides to pay us. Now let's go ahead and look right above. When did we sell to customer A?
May 6th.
May 6th. Okay, May 6th, you sold to customer A. Okay, now, did they meet their terms?
No.
No, they missed it, right? Let me see, we gave them 10 days to make a discount. So 10 days from the May 6th would be the 16th of May. It is now the 18th of May, so they actually missed their discount period. Okay, so that means whatever amount that they owe us, they must pay in full. So let's take a look at our journal. Okay, let's go up to the May 6th and determine how much customer A owes us. Okay, so here we are. Accounts over here. Accounts receivable. Ooh, that's accounts payable. 6. Here you go. Accounts receivable. How much does customer A owe us?
$216.50.
$216.50. So therefore, they're making a payment to us, right? They're paying off exactly how much they owe us. So on the 18th of May, what's my journal going to look like? And in this case, does it say how they paid us?
In full with cash.
They paid us in full with cash. So how am
Stuck with cash.
yes, that means we received cash, right? Because one thing that we know is they don't owe us anymore, right? They're paying off what they owe us. Okay? All right. What else do I need to recognize?
Sales and sales tax?
Okay, no, right? Because we've already recorded that we made a sale already. Okay. Now, if they're paying off what they owe us, what are we technically doing? What was that, Alan?
Well, no, I was gonna say something different. I'll go and ask anyways. Would you, take it out of inventory?
Not inventory because we've already calculated.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's when you started saying that, that's when that hit me.
Okay. Okay. This is the money that they owe us. So if they're paying off what they owe us, accounts receivable, right? We're going to reduce their liability, right? Because they're paying off their debt. We've already charged them for the 216.50. Now, here's the day that they actually came and pay it. So here, right? We're not increasing the amount that they owe, we're decreasing it. But we're increasing our cash flow because we actually received the money. So in this case, accounts receivable was 103, and it was for the amount of 216.50. So therefore, I should be receiving 216.50 as a payment. Okay. So here we also need to make a note that customer C paid, but they didn't make the discount, so we don't need to add any other information. So customer A paid in full. Okay. So yes, when we move into QuickBooks, you will also see a scenario where, maybe your customers don't pay in full. They pay a portion or partial payments. Yes, you can, and you should accept a partial payment. You should never demand your customer to pay in full right then and there because, honestly, at any point in time, they can choose to fault on their payment. And if they give you a sum of the money, you should accept it because you may not receive any more from that person. So definitely you can record partial payments. So here I'm just making a note that she paid or customer A paid in full. Okay. Nothing else you need to journalize here except because all they're doing is they're making a payment. Okay. So then, what has happened next?
You sold 25 mugs at $10 each for cash.
Okay, sorry. Let me unhighlight this. We're not on the 15 anymore.
You sold 50 mugs at $10 each for cash, yeah.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so you sold 50 mugs at $10 for cash. So here's just our random in-store sales. So here, okay, once again, I sold something to people. So what is my initial thought? If I sold something to a customer, what is my first thing I need to think about?
Well, you received cash.
Exactly. How did we get paid? We received cash. Good. All right. What else do we need to recognize?
Accounts receivable.
No. That is
Sales tax.
yes, sales and sales tax. Yes, right? We sold something, right? We got to record it. All right? And of course, if we're in a store, you are obligated by the state and local agencies to charge sales tax. So in this case, right, if I sold 50 mugs at $10 each, what is my total sales?
$500.
$500, okay? How much is my sales tax going to be charged or collected?
$41.25.
Comma 2. $41.25. So therefore, in grand total, how much cash should I be receiving?
$541.25.
Okay, 541.25. Okay, good. Right? And if now here we recognize that we sold something. So now if we sold something, what do we need to do to our inventory?
Pick it up.
Yes, we need to take it out. So in this case, 518, right? Same thing. So we have a cost of goods sold. Once again, we need to calculate how much it cost us to sell those mugs. And lastly, we have to take it out of our inventory, right? So 501, 550. So once again, back to our inventory worksheet, right? We haven't made any purchases, so our inventory should be reflecting more or less the same. So again, it is the 18th of May. We sold 50 mugs. At what cost?
At the 286020.
Yes. And, oh, I guess Excel's recognizing that I'm doing the same thing here. So what is my total cost of goods sold?
143.01.
143.01. So that's how much it cost me to sell those 50 mugs. So now I need to get rid of it in my inventory. So what is going to be my new quantity? 570. Good. What is my new total cost?
The 2.86020.
Good. So that still stays the same, but what's my total cost?
1630 and 32 cents.
Good. Perfect. So here, I'm once again going to block it off. Okay, because I don't need that information anymore. I just need this. Okay, so I have 570 more mugs left to sell. Okay. All right. Okay, so how much did it cost me to sell those mugs?
143.01.
143.01. So once again, I need to go here. 143.01. Okay. And I'm also going to indicate that here I sold 50 mugs. Okay. All right. So then, what has happened on May 20th?
Purchased 400 mugs at 280 each.
Okay, on an account.
On account. Return.
Okay, good. With the freight costing you 80 from Cuppy's Co. terms is 5%, 15, net 30. So here I made a purchase of inventory. So how am I going to recognize this? And I placed it on an account.
Accounts receivable.
Okay, that's for a customer.
No, let me look at my accounts. If we
Mugs.
purchase-
Mm-hmm. So inventory is considered an asset, right? Are we increasing our assets?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so here we're increasing our inventory item, which is your mugs. Okay. We placed it on an account. Okay. We placed it on an account.
Accounts payable.
Accounts payable. So once again, accounts payable, it's a liability, right? We didn't pay them. We still owe them money. So in this case, are we increasing our liabilities or are we decreasing them? Okay. We're going to increase our liabilities because in this case, I owe more money. So therefore, it should be increased with a credit. So now that I have my foundation, I'm going to go ahead and plug in my numbers into my inventory worksheet so then I don't have to calculate twice. So here I am on my inventory worksheet. Okay. It is 5:20 right now. Okay. We purchased 400 at $2.80.
The freight of
80. Okay, so wait, what was that? 280 at 280.
280.
Yeah. So $2.80 with a freight of 80. So now what is my total cost? Sorry. What is my total purchase price here?
1120.
1120. Okay. Plus my freight to give me a total cost of
1200.
1200 even. So once again, I don't need to solve my cost per item because I have a beginning balance. So in this case, I need to add my numbers up together to get my average cost per item. So here, if I have 570 and I just purchased 400, what's my grand total in quantity?
970.
970, right? Same thing here. If I have a balance of 1630.32 and I just purchased another 1200, what's my total cost here?
1200.
Well, okay.
No.
What's my total cost here if I need to add those two numbers together?
2830 and 32 cents.
Good. So therefore, your new average cost per item has drastically increased by 5 cents. Okay, it's because we purchased our inventory at a high price. Okay. So now that I have that, I can block this off. Okay, because I don't need that number anymore. All I need to focus on is that I have now 970 items to sell. Okay. So now that I have this information right here that my total purchases was for the 200. Okay. I'm going to go back to my journal and I'm going to recognize that my total amount of mugs that I put in there was 1200 and how much I owe the vendor is another 1200. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and indicate that I purchased this from Cuppy's Co. Right? I purchased 400 mugs at $3.80 each. Okay. And I'm going to recognize that the vendor gave me terms of 5% if I pay within 15 days. If not, the whole bill is due in 30. Okay. Great. Everyone go with me so far?
Purchase them at 280 each.
280. Oh, okay, 280. Sorry, my bad. Thank you. 280. Right? Okay. Here, I've already updated my inventory, right? By plugging it in here by saying I increased my inventory. Okay. All right. So let's see what has happened on that very same day. So after I made my purchase of the 400 mugs, what happened that very same day?
You sold 30 mugs, $10 each for cash.
Okay, so we end up selling 30 more mugs for cash. Okay, so once again, we're going to go to my journal. Okay, so this is another in-store sale on May 20th. So if I had an in-store sales,
Cash.
cash,
Sales. Then you'll go sales and sales tax payable.
good, right? We're recognizing that we just created a sale. Okay. So that's 201, 401, I'm sorry, 102, 401, and 230. Okay. So in this case, how many mugs did I sell?
30 for
You,
$10 each.
okay. You sold 30 for $10 each. So what is my total sales?
Sales will be 300.
Mm-hmm. And then how much tax will I be collecting? $24.75?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
perfect.
answered it, and then I realized I didn't have my mic on.
It's okay. So then, in grand total, how much cash should I be receiving?
324.75.
$324.75. Okay. And then once again, what else do I need to do?
Cost of goods sold.
I need to update my inventory cost of goods sold with my inventory being mugs. Okay. So once again, let's go into my inventory worksheet. All right, so it is now May 20th, and I sold 30 mugs. Okay. At what cost is each mug?
$91.75.
Perfect. Okay. Good. So then, how much is going to be my total cost of goods sold? $87.54. So this is the number I'm looking for, but let's go ahead and update our inventory. So if I started out with 970 and I sold 30 mugs, how much should I have left? Or how many should I have left? 940. Okay. Same thing with the total cost. If I sold $87.54, how much should I have left?
$291.785.
Oh, you added. Oh, wait. Okay, you did the cost per item. Okay.
Oh, wait, what did we ask?
I asked for the total cost. But it's okay. You got the new average cost per item. That's completely fine. So here we are. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and block it off. Okay. And let's go ahead and journalize this. Okay, so $87.54 is what cost us to sell those 30 mugs. What was it? $87.54? Yes. $87.54. here, now that I've reached my end of my transaction, I'm going to go actually indicate that I actually sold 30 mugs. Okay. Okay, is everyone good now?
Can you give me a minute, please?
Yep.
And when she's done, could I see the inventory worksheet, please?
Oh, yeah.
I'm good, go ahead.
Okay. So inventory worksheet, you said this one?
Yes. Okay, let's see.
Do you need me to unveil the...
Now, also, can you just click on L? I can't, the 2.917. I want to see your formula. Yeah, okay. See, my numbers keep coming off a decimal or two, and I have the same math and everything. I mean, it's making no sense.
It might be the way that you're displaying it. Once again, right? I'm only displaying 2, 4, 5 numbers, right? If I expand this out, my fifth number could be 4, 6. It's not even a 5. So,
Well, no, I have them expanded the same as you do. 1, 2, yeah, 91785. But like the number above it, I was off by 100 thousandths or whatever. And I'm just trying to figure out. So I'm gonna have to, yeah, because mine says 2.91786, and I'm doing the same math.
now the question is, and you have all these rounded? Because if you don't have it rounded, that's probably one of the reasons why.
On which one?
Okay,
On the 2830?
let me unveil this real quick and I'll explain. Okay.
Maybe when we take them
So-
out of inventory too, if you don't equal round them.
Yeah. This is just me adding my numbers, right? But if I were to go ahead and extend them, my numbers are not rounded.
Right.
Are yours?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Let me click on it here. Yeah, mine are around. Yeah, it goes to, well, it goes 0.32, then it just goes zeros.
Okay, so yeah. So this one, it's that.
Okay, I'll look at it after you post it. I'll just download it and look at yours and see what's going on.
Yeah, because I think it's from the very beginning. I don't think I rounded this number here. So, yeah, and you want to be very careful because, if you're doing that, sometimes when you don't round your numbers, it's gonna throw you off of you.
Okay.
Okay, so, all right, so here, for now we're having the general idea. So, and it seems that the answers are not really that different. It's just the way that we're calculating our quantities. I mean, they may be slightly off, but once again, it just depends on which area that you round in. So as long as we're getting the general numbers correct, then we're doing good. Okay. Because the most important thing is it's not what we cost the goods sold. The most important thing that we want to make sure that we get is this number here. Because at the end of the day, this is the number that we're journalizing. So you want to make sure that this number always stays like that. Okay. All right. So now that we have that, And we journalized our 8754. Okay. All right. So then what has happened on May 22nd?
Customer B paid in full with cash.
Customer B decided to pay full in cash. So let's go ahead and take a look at customer B. Okay. So when did we actually encounter customer B?
Well,
We encountered customer B on May 12th. Right? We sold 60 mugs to him for $10 each. However, what happened on May 15?
return 30 for a full refund.
Okay, so that means we only really sold 30 to him. Now, we also gave this customer terms. What were they?
To pay in 10 days,
All right.
get a 10% discount.
Now let's take a look. What day did customer B pay us? 22nd. So did they meet the discount period?
Yes.
Yes, they did. So now we need to calculate this carefully, right? So let's go ahead and go to our journal just to verify how much customer B actually owes us. Okay. So here, transaction on May 12th. Here we are. Customer B owes us in the very beginning 649.50, right? That was the original amount that they owed us, okay? However, we ended up returning half of those items back, right? We gave them a full refund for half the items. So therefore, we refunded him the $324.75, right? Which is half of $649.50. So that means in reality, the customer B owes us $324.75. All right, that's the $649.50 minus the $324.75, right? Because here we increased our accounts receivable. Here we decreased it. Okay, so in this case, customer B owes us the $324.75. Okay, but he also gets a discount. Now, in this case, he doesn't get a discount off of all 60 items because what happened? We ended up returning, exactly. So in this case, he only gets a 10% discount off of the 30 mugs that we sold to him. So what is going to be my calculated amount for discount?
10% off of the cost of the 30 mugs.
Good. So let's start this first. How did customer B pay us? They paid us in cash. So we received cash. Okay? That's the first thing you got to recognize is how did the customer pay us? Well, he paid us in cash. So 102. All right? We also recognized that we're going to be giving a discount. But if we're giving a discount, we also have to give a portion of their sales tax back because we're discounting the items, right? The selling price is always based, the sales tax is always based on the selling price. So in this case, if I'm taking a discount, therefore, I also have to give a part of that money for sales tax back as well. Okay? And the last thing is we also have to recognize, well, how much did he owe me in the first place? Okay? So in this case, remember, so we started out with the $649.50 and we returned $324.75. So therefore, he owes me in grand total the $324.75. However, is he going to pay me for the $324.75? Is he going to give me all of that money back?
Wait, what was the total again? For accounts receivable, it was 609?
$649.50. That's what we originally charged him. Then we end up refunding him because we've refunded half the money back to him because he refunded 30 mugs. So therefore we decreased how much he owed us because he didn't pay for it yet. So
Minus the 324.75?
yes, to give us the $324.75. That's how much he owes me right now. Now, because he's paying me within the discount period, I need to grant him his discount, which is 10%. So in this case, what account am I going to be using here? Let's take a look at my chart of accounts.
Sales return and allowances?
Is he returning something?
No.
No.
Geez, your sales and sales discount?
Your sales discount, not sales. We already recorded the sales.
Oh yeah, that's right. We record the sales.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so sales tax is 405. I'm sorry, sales discount is 405. So that's the first thing we gotta recognize is he gets a discount because he's paying within terms. So 405, right? Which we recognize to be, right, 30 off the 30 mugs at $10 each, right? He gets to take a 10% discount. So how much are we actually taking away from his actual sales? How much are we discounting his sales for?
$30.
$30, right? If we're giving back $30, what's the one assumption we have to also give back as well? Because we're doing a discount. We have to give him back his sales tax based off of the $30. So in this case, sales tax payable, okay, which is $230. And how much is going to be my sales tax payable off of the $30 that I'm refunding or discounting for? $248. So in this case, what's going to happen is that when we calculated our first amount, right, we included the sales, we included the tax already, and we bundled it up into one amount that the customer owes us. So once again, just like reality, right? No one's going to give you the cash for the sales, and no one's going to give you the tax separately. It's going to be combined together, right? You can't differentiate what belongs into where. But as an accountant, you need to make sure that you separate it because that portion of the money isn't yours. It's the government's money, right? The government mandates you to charge your customers that. So in this case, because I am discounting off of my selling price, therefore I also have to give back the tax. Now in this case, he never paid me the tax. So I'm taking it out because I recorded that extra $2.48 as part of the tax I'm supposed to be collecting. But because I have a discount, therefore I need to say, well, since my new amount is going to be for, $290 something, right? Therefore, the amount of tax that I'm being transferred over is going to be significantly less. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm not going to distribute this. I'm not going to give him his cash back in tax. What's going to happen is I'm going to adjust my records to make sure that when I'm collecting from this actual sales, I'm actually correcting the total amount of tax that I'm actually receiving for the sales. Okay? So that's all that is. Okay? So in this case, how much cash am I supposed to be receiving from customer B?
292.27.
292.27. So that's my actual sales right there, right? If I go back and calculate it and also do all this, right, it's gonna show me that that the sales should be for whatever this is. So the 300 minus 30, so 270, and the rest is going to be going towards your tax. Okay. So once again, now that my customer B has paid in full, I'm going to note this as well. Customer B paid in full, and then I'm going to also say that he also received the 10% discount because he paid within terms. Okay. All right. Is everyone good with this so far? Okay. So think of it if you actually go to a real store. If you are the customer, right? Or if you're the vendor, or I'm sorry, if you're the person that owns a shop, right? And a customer is attempting to return something or is discounting something, you're going to have to give them the cash with the tax included as well. So that's the same concept here. Okay. So there you go. That is this one. All right. So then what has happened next on the same day?
We sold
Sold
15
15.
$10 each for cash.
Good. Okay. So here you go. Go ahead and do the first transaction here, and then we'll go ahead and go down to the second one. So the first transaction here is going to be recognizing the sales. So what happened here? We received cash. Good.
And then it would be the sales and sales tax.
Good, right? Sales, which is 401, and then sales tax payable, which is 230. Right. So in this case, how many mugs did I sell? I sold 15 for $10 each. So what is my total amount here? 150. Okay. How much tax should I be collecting?
$12.38.
Yes, 1238. So therefore, how much cash should I be receiving in grand total?
$162.38.
Good. 16238. Yeah, and in this case, I'm just gonna go ahead and write that I sold 15 mugs just because I have to split my transaction. So there's that one. That's just recording the sale. So now I'm gonna continue on to my next journal here. Same day, right? The 22nd of May. Okay. And now I'm gonna go ahead and continue on by updating my inventory. I need to calculate my cost of goods sold because I need to take it out from my inventory. Okay. So once again, head over to your inventory worksheet, and this time, how much is, so I sold 15 at what cost?
2.91785.
So therefore, oh, what is my total cost of goods sold?
43.77.
43.77. Okay, so let's go ahead. That's the number that we're looking for. But let's go ahead and update our inventory so we know we can move on to the next one. So in this case, how many items should I have left?
925.
You should have 925 left. Okay, at what total cost?
2699 and 1 cent.
Good. Therefore, bringing my total cost per item to be the same.
784.
So once again, I'm just gonna blur that out so I don't confuse that one. Okay. So now we still have 925 cups left to sell, right? And the one thing that we just solved for is the cost of goods sold, which cost me $43.77. So once again, $43.77 was my total cost of goods to sell 15 mugs. So once again, sold 15 mugs. Okay. All right. So then, what has happened on May 25th?
You have a sale for Memorial Day. All mugs are 40% off discount.
Yes, we had a Memorial Day sale. Okay, so if all mugs are 40% off, okay, so this is a an in-store wide sale, okay, and it says here that you sold a total of 175 mugs for cash. Okay, so let's take a look at what accounts we need to be looking at. So what's the first thing that we should recognize?
Cash.
Yes, we received cash. That's the first thing that we should recognize, right? All of our sales are going to be cash basis, except for the customers that we have. So, right? We received cash. Good. What else do we need to recognize? Sales tax. No. Yes. That's going to be one of them, but where are we placing that? Sales. Good. And you said sales tax?
Discount first.
Yes. Because sales discount, what does it do? It decreases the sales, right? So what is sales discount? It's a contra account, correct? So in this case, it flows in the opposite direction of the main account, which is your sales. So in this case, sales discount, what account number is that? I think it's 405. Okay. Sales is 401. Sales tax payable is 230. Okay. So let's first solve for how much my 175 cups were. Okay. What's the original selling price? How much would I normally sell my cups for?
$10.
$10 each. That's correct. So therefore, how much sales if I were to just sell it on a regular daily basis?
17.50.
$17.50, right? Now, Now that I have my total amount of sales, how much is the discount for now? What was the percentage of discount?
Was it 700?
What was it? What percentage?
700. Oh, 40.
40. Okay, so comma 2 to give you a total of 700. Okay. Now, how much tax can be charged? So I'm going to go ahead and do my little side note here. So I should be looking at 1050. So how much tax should I be collecting now?
144.38.
Wait, let's do that again. Did you do for the full amount?
On the 1750.
Yeah, did you do it for the full amount? Because you can't, because you didn't technically sell
Yeah,
17.
144.38.
144.38.
Can you give me a second to catch up real quick?
Yeah, of course. I did still not get 134. Let me see what you did. Okay, so remember, did you sell a grand total of the 1750?
No.
No, we took a discount, right? We actually only sold 1050. Right? Because that's how much we calculated if we was a regular sale. However, we discounted our sales. So in reality, we didn't collect all 1750. We only collected whatever that minus the discount is, which I've already calculated to be 1050. Okay? So in this case, you can only charge tax on the actual amount of sales that you sold. Right? Just like
Can you go around for that equation?
which one?
For the sales tax payable?
Yes, I did it equal round. And you could actually type in the 1050 if you'd like.
Can you help me with the formula for the sales tax? So it's equal round,
Equal round.
1750 minus the 700.
You may have to do 2 parentheses for that.
Oh, and then another set of parentheses?
Because it's too many. If you don't, you're only dividing. You're only multiplying the tax off of the 700. Okay, let's do it again. Equal round. Double parentheses, so 1750 minus 700. And that parentheses, multiply it by the 8.25%, comma 2. Okay, still gives me an error message. So in this case, that's why I did it on the side. I just took the 750 minus the 700 to give me 10.
I didn't get one, but I got 89.46.
89.46. Okay, that's still wrong. What did you put your tax as?
0.085 here. It's supposed to be 25.
Yeah, 25, yes.
Okay, 86.63. Got it.
Okay, so that's how much tax you're going to be collecting. Now, the end thing is how much cash are you actually going to be receiving from the sales? 1136.63. So if you guys remember the whole debits must match your credits rule, you could do that. What I did was I just added the 750 plus the 8636 and subtracted out the 700. You get the same answer too.
Where'd you get the 750?
The 1750.
It equals 1750. Oh, minus the 700 plus the tax.
Yes, that works too. All right, and you should get the 1136.63. Good. Of course, here I need to make a little announcement. I need to say this was a Memorial Day sale. Okay, so 40% discount. I need to write that there because there's a reason why I have a discount account, because I took a discount. There, you need to tell why. Okay, in this case, this is something I definitely need to disclose because, you know, instead of having to calculate it, right, you could just say that this was a 40% discount on that day. Okay.
If we put that we sold 175 mugs.
You can do that, yes, Memorial Day. Yeah, I probably should do that. Sold 175 mugs, comma, Memorial Day sale, 40% discount.
That's a lot.
Yes. That's a lot of money we lost. But, you know, that's the reality of sales. You need to take those discounts in order for people to buy your stuff. Okay. Right? So that part of the journal is done, right? We recognize that we had a sale. Now, what is the next thing that we should do?
Cost of goods sold.
We need to recognize how much it cost us. And we need to update our inventory. Mugs. Okay. So now we can go back to our inventory worksheet and let's solve for how much it costs us to sell out all 175 mugs. Okay. So at what cost is this going to be?
2.91784.
Good. So therefore, what is my total cost of goods sold?
510.62.
510.62. So that's the number that we're looking for. So make sure first, before you do that, let's update our inventory, right? Now that we sold 175 mugs, how much should be remaining in my balance? 750. And then same thing here, right? What's my new total cost?
21.88 39 cents.
Good. Making my cost per item to be more or less the similar, except it is now increased by 10,000th of a penny. Oop, come on. There you go. All right. So now we have the number that we're looking for, right? The 510.62. So that's how much it cost me to sell all 175 cups. So go ahead and write that in here. Oh my gosh, I forgot the number already. 510.62. 510.60. Oop. 510.62. Okay. And once again, I'm also going to make a note here that I sold 175 mugs. Okay. Everyone go with me so far?
Yes.
All right, so that was the Memorial Day sale. Okay, so we have, I guess, one more date left, right? What happened on May 28th?
Customer C wants to buy all 50 black mugs back.
Okay,
$10 each.
all
We
right.
offered him 10% discount.
Okay, so pay with Visa credit card. Okay, so here, a random customer decides to come in and take all of our black coffee mugs, right? Maybe they came in and says, like, do you have another color? We said, yes, we do. We have black. He goes, perfect. I'm going to take all of them. Okay. So now that we've got rid of all of our black coffee mugs, right? We still sold them at the regular price because remember the difference between black and the brown mugs, it's just the color, right? It's the same size, same mug, whatever, right? They're the same color. So I'm still going to charge at least $10 for it. But because he's taking the whole entire batch, we're going to offer him a 10% discount off of that. Now, this is just anybody could have gotten that 10% discount. So it's not like it's a return or allowance, right? We gave him this discount because he decided to purchase all of it in bulk. So in this case, we granted him an additional discount on top of that. This isn't a return. This isn't an allowance. This is a regular discount. So in this case, and he also paid on a Visa credit card. So, how are we going to journalize this? Let's take a look at our chart of accounts. Okay. If someone pays us using a Visa credit card, what does that mean to us?
Receivable?
No, because they don't owe us. They use a credit card to pay for their stuff. They don't owe us.
Payable?
Accounts payable is when we're dealing with our vendors. In this case, this is a customer. So we don't owe anybody money. Okay. When you typically have or charge or use or accept a form of money using a credit card, where does it directly go straight to? It goes straight to your bank account. That's correct. So in this case, it's going to go straight to our bank account, which is number 101. Okay? So that's the first thing we got to recognize is that on May 28th, this customer C paid with the Visa credit card, so therefore it should go directly straight to our checking account. Okay? What else do we need to recognize?
You got a 10% discount.
We have a 10% discount, so therefore we need to recognize the sales discount. Okay? We also need to recognize what?
Tax.
Yes. We also need to recognize the sales and we also need to recognize the tax because you have to charge it regardless. Okay? So in this case, sales discount was 405, 401, and 230. So in this case, I sold all 50 mugs at what? At what? How much did I charge for each cup?
$10.
$10. So therefore, his total sales should be how much? 500. Okay? But because I gave him a 10 did I say 10% discount?
Yes.
Yes, I gave him a 10% discount. So how much am I really charging?
$450. discount's 50.
This counts 50. So I am yes, I am in reality charging the 450. So therefore, how much tax am I supposed to be collecting?
I got 39.6.
Yeah, 37.13. Yes. So you probably just multiplied the 500.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. So remember, we cannot tax at the full amount. You can only tax at the actual selling price that you sold. So in this case, 37.13 should be the amount of tax. So how much money did customer C actually pay you?
487.13.
487.13 is correct. Okay. So once again, I'm going to also indicate that you sold 50 black mugs to customer C. All right. It's and you could say paid with Visa. Okay. So you know why it's going straight to your checking account. Okay. Oh, and then you can also write 10% discount since you need to recognize the discount as well. Okay, sold 50 black mugs to customer C, paid with Visa, 10% discount. Okay, so there's just recognizing this sale right here, right? We sold the 50 mugs at a discounted price, and he paid us using a credit card to go straight to our checking account. Okay. So therefore, now that we have that piece of information that we sold a total of 50 mugs, so therefore we need to now update our inventory, right? Cost of goods sold, mugs. So once again, inventory worksheet. It is now the 28th, and we sold 50 mugs at what cost per item?
2.9175.
2.9785. Good. Bringing our total cost of goods sold to be
145.89.
145.89. Good. Let's update our inventory. So what happens if we sell out our 50 mugs? How much should we have left?
700.
700 left. Okay. What's my total cost?
50.
Yes, bringing my new average cost per item to be the same number, right? The 291,785. Right? And let's block that out. Okay, so the number we're looking for here is the 145.89. So that's how much it costs us to sell 50 cups. 145.89. 145.89. Okay. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and also write in here too, sold 50 black mugs. Okay. Right. So is everyone good?
Yes.
Okay. Last but not least. Okay, so last but not least, right? We have May 30th. Okay, what happened here?
You paid off all 3 bills that you owe to Cuppy
with one check. Okay, so check number 201. And then lastly, you also have 700 units on hand, which we know for a fact that is true. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at how many batches of inventory we actually purchased. So the first one here is we purchased it on the 1st, right, of May. We purchased 50, but we ended up returning 15. Okay. And did we actually meet the discount period here?
No.
No, you were supposed to pay within 15 days. In this case, it's already May 31st. Or I'm sorry, May 30th. So in this case, nope, you definitely missed it. So there's no discount you can claim here. You can only calculate how much you actually owe in grand total, which is whatever the 500 minus the 15 was. Okay. So that's the first batch there. The next batch we have here was on May 8th. Okay, same thing here. We purchased 250 mugs. And did we return anything?
We didn't return the mugs, but we got a discount.
We got a discount. So in this case, we need to recognize what that discount was for. But once again, we're paying on the 30th. Did we make the discount period?
No.
No. Once again, we missed it. So this one, we just need to calculate what the difference between them are to get our total amount of that we owe. Okay? And then last but not least, we made another purchase on May 20th, right, for the 400 item, for the 400 cups. Did we make any returns on these cups? No, looks like we kept everything. Everything was fine. However, did we make the discount period?
Yes.
Yes, we did. So here we have a discount. Okay, so let's go ahead and take one step at a time. Let's recognize first things first, what my first bill was and what was my second bill, and then lastly, what was my third bill, and then we'll go from there. So first things first, of course, we need to recognize is we're paying off our liabilities. So in this case, if I am paying off my liabilities, what am I decreasing first? What account am I decreasing?
Payable.
Accounts payable, right? I no longer owe. I'm paying them off. So therefore, I need to decrease my liabilities because I don't owe it anymore. Okay. So once again, bill number 1, right? We first owed a total of the $14.25. However, we ended up returning $39.75. Okay? That was the first bill. Then on May 8th, right? We ended up buying more items to bring our bill back up, increased it by the $737.50, but we ended up returning a total of the $20.63. Okay. And then lastly, the last bill that we have was that we charged on the 20th of May, right? We purchased an additional, We charged an additional 1,200, right? We purchased 1,200. Okay. And so therefore, we owe in grand total should be for the 3302.12. Now, if you guys remember from the way back when in chapter 5 and 6 review. If you guys can create your own ledger, I'm not gonna be obligated for you to know that just yet. But if you were to able to recognize that bill number 1, right, is what you charge minus whatever you returned. Plus bill number 2, whatever you charged minus whatever you returned. And then plus your third bill for the $1,200. So in this case, I just did that right now. I owe in grand total $3,302.12. Okay, that's how much my bill was in grand total.
Can we do that one more time? The how you did your formula?
So here, I looked at my first bill, right? My first bill was the $14.25, right? But I ended up returning the $39.75. Okay. And then I have to add, right, my second bill, which was on the 8th, to be an additional $737.50. But I ended up returning $20.63. Okay. Then the last bill that I've encountered was on May 20th, right? So May 20th, I end up purchasing an additional $1,200 worth of stuff, right? And that's it. Those are the 3 bills I had. I didn't make any returns for the third bill. So in this case, my total should be $3,302.12. Okay? So that's the first thing that we're going to recognize, right? What's the second thing we're going to recognize?
Our discounts?
We got to recognize our discounts. But what kind of discount is this?
Purchase discounts?
Okay. Now, are we going to be using the purchase discounts, or how do we recognize discounts when we're using perpetual inventory? Inventory. So in this case, we're using mugs. So in this case, I'm going to be crediting my mugs because I'm taking the discount out directly from my mugs, right? So if you guys remember from chapter 7, any returns, allowance, or discounts going to be taken directly out from inventory. Okay?
Returns, discounts, or allowances?
Are going to, yes, everything's going to be taken out of inventory. So in this case, I have to take it out. So in order to take out from my inventory, I need to credit my account. Okay? And then last but not least, you wrote a check. So therefore, checking is going to be your account here. Okay? So, we've already talked about this, right? When was my actual discount for? It was on May 20th, right? So let's take a look on May 20th. Let's look at the scenario actually. So May 20th. How much did I buy and at what quantity did I buy? Or at what purchase price did I buy?
We bought 400
Mm-hmm.
at $280 each.
Mm-hmm.
And if we met the terms, we got 5% off.
Okay, so 5% off of the purchase price. How much is that? Okay.
This was $324.75.
$324.75. I don't know if that, wait. Purchase price equals, what was it, 400 at 280? I did,
Wait, what? 400 at 280, yeah.
okay.
But we returned some of them, so wouldn't the discount come off of that?
Did we make a return for the purchase of 400 items? Let's look at the scenario one more time. So, if on May 20th I purchased 400 items, did I make any returns from this batch?
Oh, no.
No, you sold them.
No, we just sold them. So, in this case, this batch of 400 was perfectly fine. We had no issues there. So, I don't know where you meant by subtracting something out. So, in this case,
I thought that we returned some, so that's
okay.
why I thought that.
Okay, so in this case, we didn't return anything. So we have the full 400 items at 280. So if I can take a discount off of my purchase price, how much is going to be the total amount that I'm going to be discounting my mugs for?
Dollars?
How much?
56?
$56? Okay, so 400 times 280, okay, times the 5%, I got $56. Okay, good. So therefore, how much am I actually going to be paying my vendor? $32, 46.12 is the correct answer. So in this case, I'm also going to indicate that I paid or made payment to Cuppies Co. Okay, for purchases on May 1st, comma, May 8th, comma, and May 20th, received $5 discount on May 20th, and I used check number 201. Okay. So your description could be as long as you'd like. You can write a whole paragraph if you'd like, as long as you're being very descriptive of the exact transaction that has happened. Now, of course, you don't want to iterate, multiple things that you could, just by looking at the journal can recognize right away. Then you don't need that information in there. You don't need to say, I sold my cups at $10 each. It's pretty straightforward, right? When you take your total sales divided by the number of cups that you sold, you should be able to get your sales price there. But of course, like I said, it's just a bit based on individual. You can put as much information as you need necessary for you to recognize the transaction. So in this case, I recognize that I paid the whole entire purchases for purchases on the 1st, the 8th, and the 20th. And I received a 5% discount on the purchases on May 20th, and I used one single check number 201. Okay? Now, last but not least, because I took out a discount from my mugs, I need to go to my inventory worksheet because now I need to remove that discount. So in this case, $5.30. It's not a cost of goods sold. It is definitely going to be something that you have in your purchases because you got the purchase discount, right? So here in the middle, I'm going to recognize that I have the 400 times the 280, or in this case, I don't need to do that. I can simply just do equal round in this case because I know what my purchase price was. My purchase price was was for the 1120. I can multiply that by my 5%, right? Comma 2 to give me, let's do that again. Equal round. My 1120 times my 0.5%, or I'm going to do negative 0.05%, comma 2 to give me my $56 discount. So in this case, a discount does not affect my overall quantity, right? Because I'm not returning a product or anything. It's still going to be 0. So in this case, when I update my inventory, it should still be 700. However, my total cost has changed, right? Because now I took a discount of my $56 to bring me now down from my $20.42.50 down to my $19.86.50, right? I took my $56 discount, so now my new cost per item has dropped drastically. It dropped down by almost what is that? $7. Okay. So that's how you calculate your discounts, right? It's just like when we did our what do you call it? Our periodic inventory, right? The discount doesn't change your quantity. It just changes your total cost of the overall batch here. But in this case, because we're doing it as perpetual inventory and it's moving the average along, it doesn't matter when you insert your discount or when you insert your returns or allowances, because at the end of the day, you're going to add up all of it anyway. So in this case, here it is. I put my discount in there. So therefore, that is my new amount here. And that's it, right? I entered in my discount. I completed my journals, right? They're completely done. And I completed my scenario, right? I made sure that at the end of the month, I should have 700 items left on my inventory. And I do. All right. So, any questions in regards to this chapter 7 and 8 exercise?